Alrighty, welcome back to the Son of a Boy Dad podcast. Today it is March 25th. March has just flown by, hasn't it?
It always seems to.
It always seems to.
Tomorrow's my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Which means that the day that this episode comes out
It
is
is
my
your
birthday.
birthday.
Yeah.
What? Wish Francis
What
a happy
the
birthday.
hell?
Happy birthday.
We should have done something.
You know what's really weird is I just got
Thank you.
really strong deja vu to last time we recorded on your birthday. And it was going to be your birthday when the episode came out as well, I believe.
Is that right?
It can't be.
Can't be.
The cyclical cycle of days.
Unless we pre-recorded or something.
We may have done. Was I on this show a year ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were on the
Really?
show like 2 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
No.
You were definitely on the show a year ago, 100%.
Yeah, what?
Oh my God.
No, Pepe was in Milwaukee. You've been on the show for a longer time. 36 special, brother. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm gonna exit this. I'm just gonna
No,
bail on
finish
that.
it.
No,
It's
no.
your
You know
birthday,
what?
bro.
You know what? I don't even. No, it's
your birthday.
ridiculous
I do
that I'm
believe
always
you
playing
said
chess.
life's too short not to bail. Moments before we started recording.
You're right,
But
and
you were
that would
talking about
apply
something
there. I
else.
think that's fine. I
Yeah.
think that applies. Yeah.
Life's too short to bail. Never kill yourself, also.
I'm having a hard time applying some of these, what we're talking about right now, to my life and trying to figure out what the right decisions are.
What do you mean?
Well,
whether you should kill yourself or not.
sure, I mean, that's always there. But no, on the whole life's short thing,
Oh yeah.
I'm starting to feel it a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And yet, I also see that my professional life is becoming quite busy. It's picking up
Yeah.
to a rather almost unsustainable pitch once again. This happens to me.
And you'll handle it well.
I will do something that I'll have a meltdown, denounce my career, and ask those who love me to find ways for me to switch
Careers.
switch something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that you're going to be fine. I think that
I do too. Yeah.
I think it's a blessing to be busy.
I do, dude. I was thinking that when I was on my way here,
What?
because we filmed earlier. Like we filmed at like 9 a.m. and then then I had to go to my business manager's office and then I had to fly down here on the bike, and I was on the bike and I was like, this is so much better than just feeling like shit all day in my apartment. I'd so much rather be busier
What
than
a
just
good-
sit and rot.
Oh my God, this is porn to my ears.
Well, I mean, I've always been busy.
No,
but
no, you haven't been busy.
I really am. People think I don't do anything. I'm busy.
It's not that we don't
constantly.
think you don't do anything. It's that you do things, but when you're not doing those things, you're doing nothing.
Exactly, which
You're
I'll never
doing
change that.
absolutely
That's how you
nothing.
should. That's how you should live.
And I would say that the pie chart of doing things versus doing nothing heavily favors nothing.
No. You're
Yeah,
wrong.
absolutely.
You're way off.
No, that's
way
true.
off.
Have you heard the theory that like the best way to stave off depression is just leaving the house
Of course.
at any time that there's the slightest thing presented, or like
course.
interacting with people, as much as it fucking sounds terrible?
Well, you know what they say. The idle mind is the devil's playground.
That's from The Music Man.
Of course.
I think the problem is that Harry doesn't have depression, so he has no need to leave the house.
Oh, I
His
definitely
affliction
have depression.
is anxiety. Your affliction, my understanding, I thought was that it was
It is.
anxiety.
Yeah, it's anxiety.
And your anxiety comes from leaving the house. So
No, I wouldn't say that.
what we need to do is get you depressed.
No, my anxiety comes from not doing anything.
Isn't anxiety like a trepidation about the future, and depression is kind of a lamenting of the past?
Well,
Very interesting.
deep.
Don't you think? And
Very
like you
interesting.
have less past to be depressed about.
I
Right.
get anxious about the past and the future.
Well, but hold on, that's an interesting point because you just haven't lived long enough yet to be depressed.
Mm.
Whereas anxiety found me later.
Interesting. I see.
And so our lives have sort of been flipped. But I'm still, anxiety is my girlfriend. Depression is my wife.
Interesting. I see.
And
Very
you
good
fuck
to
them
know.
both.
Raw.
Well, they pegged me. They both pegged me mercilessly. They don't
In
even
your
start
mouth.
with a plug. They don't let me have time to warm up. I don't get poppers. I don't get anything.
Yeah.
It's a surprise fuck.
It's just they don't spit on their hand.
They wake
don't,
you up with the strap.
Yeah. It's just a forcing in.
You wake up and you go, is it in me?
Yeah, it's nice. I think that you're going to enjoy 36, and I think the busyness is a nice thing for
36 is going to be a blessing. Because 35 was just a warm up.
35
For
was
36.
trash.
35 was the worst year of my life.
35 was
Period.
a warm up for 36.
It stands as a definitive.
Hey, well, it's good to know.
It's like if you looked at my basketball card, if I was averaging like 20 points a game
Yeah.
my whole career, 35, it was like 4, 3, and 2
And like,
were my numbers. And I wasn't
Domestic,
injured. I wasn't injured for a single game.
yeah.
There were no injuries. I didn't miss a game. Played in 82 games. But his numbers, for whatever reason, dropped so much.
Do you have a specific year, Ron?
35.
35 was
never,
yours?
never hit 35.
Really? 19 for me. Easily. Clears.
Why?
I was right when I moved to New York, middle of COVID, had no friends, just cried in my apartment all day.
Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good one. You 35 was really the worst year for you?
I don't know.
No.
Maybe. I'm trying to remember.
Wait,
what the
why?
fuck happened at
Oh, I know
35.
why. Yeah. You had some tough stuff happen.
And we're here for you.
36. Actually, I don't even know what bad stuff happened. I have a weird way of framing every year as like the best year. Honestly.
What an
Interesting.
But I'm trying to
incredible, like, healthy way to live.
Yeah, I don't know if I could do that. That's crazy.
If I were to do that exercise, I would simply arrive at my best year by knowing which one was the last on the years of worst.
Yeah, yeah.
If I was like, I could rank them all from worst to the least worst. Oh, that one's at the bottom. There you go.
I always like get sad on my birthday and have since I was like 3 years old because I just like being the age that I am or was.
Yeah, I've never been a big birthday guy either.
You can also argue, by the way, that all of my years have subsequently been worse than the one before.
Yeah.
Which with some exceptions. But I would argue that my 1 and 2 were my best years of my life because I simply don't have any negative memories from them.
Interesting. Good
Yeah.
point. Good point.
No memories.
No.
Actually, terrible shit could have happened and you just...
I'd say 22 for me. 21, 22 I peaked.
Why?
I was just like, it was just like shit was going good, you know? 21, it's like you turn 21. It's fun.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I remember going in, you know, like buying a case of Coors Banquet. And I remember the guy was like, "You have your ID," and he scanned my ID, and it beeped the birthday song.
No, it
It
didn't.
did. It was sick. I was pumped.
The black birthday song?
No, the white one. Yeah. That'd be awesome.
Man, that'd be so nice. That'd be so respectable.
Yeah, it beeped the birthday song, and then
It only does that if you're buying a 40 on your birthday.
Colt 45, huh?
But I mean, it's hard to. There's not many greater feelings than buying your first legal case of beer. It's a great feeling
Problem was,
that I've experienced.
I had been buying beer since I was 16. With a
Same with
fake
me.
ID.
So had I. But the
You're saying
first
legal.
legal one is, you know, you're like, I never have to stress about this again.
Because you can finally bend your knee to Uncle Sam.
Yeah, and you can also if they think your ID's fake, you can finally be like, call the cops. Get the cops here. I want you to call the cops.
Aren't there some places that won't let you buy beer on your actual birthday?
The first place I went to try to buy beer on my birthday, on my 21st birthday.
And you didn't hit them with a call the cops?
No, they were just like, yeah, no, we can't accept it. They were like, it's a vertical ID, and we don't accept vertical IDs. And I was like, oh,
The machine's
I
playing
was
the
like,
song, sir.
I was like, but it's my birthday. And they were like, I'm sorry, man. And it was like this, like one of those like cool. I was in Denver, and it was one of those like cool liquor stores where the guy like helps me like select my own 6-pack of like different craft beers and shit.
Oh, an assortment pack.
And I was pumped, and then I go bring it to the counter, and then I had to go slowly put every single individual beer back in the cooler.
You put it all back?
Trying to
Yeah, I
find
was-
the
He
hit.
wasn't even like, I'm sorry, I'll take care of it for you.
No, he was pretty like, yeah, we just can't accept it. And then
Well, why didn't you just leave it and be like, okay, fuck you guys?
Yeah, he was just doing his job. I didn't want to be
Not
an
really.
asshole.
Yeah, but
It was my birthday. I didn't want my birthday. I didn't wanna-
You then were not doing your job. I don't think it's your job to put beer back where it belongs. Now,
Good karma. You know,
it is
I was trying to
something
get
I
some
would
good karma.
do. It is something I would do.
Yeah.
I get that. There is almost a sick pleasure if I'm in a grocery store and I realize that I don't want something in going back and putting it exactly where I found it.
Yeah,
Leave no
Yeah.
stone unturned. Leave the campsite the way that you found it.
exactly. Better than you found it.
Better
even.
than you found
You
it.
must like cart narcs. Do you ever watch the cart narc videos?
Yes, I guess so. But, you know, that's
know what
just
that
one of
is.
those things where, to me, that guy, the cart narc, is
Explain
giving...
what it is to Harry.
He's giving people like me a bad name.
So
Cartnark, yeah, he makes videos where he gives people a hard time when they don't return their shopping cart in the parking lot to the little overhead covered cart bin
he'll
area.
be like, we got a rule breaker.
Yeah, I don't fuck with that at all.
And then like they'll like flip out on him, and he has magnets that he'll like throw on their car. And they'll be like, what the fuck is this? He gets so pissed. They get furious, and they'll chase him. He'll be like, why are you chasing me?
That's awesome. Yeah, no, I don't fuck with that though, because like the way that I grew up, the way that you do it is you put your cars in you put your groceries in the car, and then you kind of just let the cart slowly drift down the parking lot.
Yeah, he would like
Like
have you
90
hung.
feet down to the McDonald's at the end of the parking lot.
Where it's picked up by a homeless guy
Yeah,
who
yeah.
then uses it to fill it with bottle redemption.
Yeah. Where he
Right.
could hopefully get together
Bottles.
$18.
But dude, you know, the cart, that's all. It's just one of those things to me where, as much as I love enforcing the unwritten rules, that one, and he's made a big thing of it, is so far down the list of things that are like ruining the fabric of society.
Yeah.
Whereas policing the breakdown lane is something that fucks up society.
That is.
How is it different?
Because
that
it
fucks up society way. Dude, there's a 16-year-old kid that his job is to go collect those carts.
Right?
Think he's pissed?
Huh?
You think it fucks him up that much? It's his job.
Yeah, but it like his job isn't just that.
I think it is.
No.
Yeah, you cart guy.
I mean, what
Cart
if your
boy.
thing runs into somebody's car and dings their car when you let it run away? Not
That's
your problem.
on them.
Not your problem.
That's on
right?
them.
Not your problem.
Keep your eyes on the road. Always.
I think that they're exactly equal levels.
Really?
Of problem.
That's
But hold on a
insane.
second.
So what's the problem with the breakdown lane? Like,
Well, the
what's
breakdown lane, you bring in all kinds of other things. First of all, it is increasing traffic.
It's increasing it. There's people that actually break down.
Yeah,
can't go in the
you are
breakdown lane.
now you're blurring the line of what the breakdown lane, the shoulder is meant to be used for. There's signs all along the shoulder that say "Do not use the shoulder." Don't drive in the shoulder. They're supposed to be for emergency vehicles or for people, I guess, who are like racing their in labor wife
Yeah.
to the hospital so that the baby's not born in the back of a fucking Subaru Outback.
Yeah.
And
lesbians are having babies these days, huh?
well, they have been.
I believe it.
Classic. Classic Subaru joke. Love it.
Roasted them.
Love it.
Roasted those rug munchers.
But the point is that you know that all of that and anyone going in the breakdown lane who has to then merge in, as I've said this 1,000 times, is adding time to the commute home of anyone who's actually playing by the rules.
If you're in the breakdown lane, I want to see blood.
Yeah,
I want to know.
you need your own homemade siren that
Yes.
you're going to put on top of the
Yes.
car.
Take some blood, slap it on the window.
Right.
and then
You're
we'll
the
know.
same person that when there's like a car crash, you're like stuck in traffic, you're like, somebody better have died.
Big time. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
exactly.
I'm on the
Yeah, no, I
subway.
am exactly like that. Yeah.
And they're like, we are waiting because in the station because of an accident that happened at 42nd Street.
Yeah.
I'm like, there better have been someone
Yeah, multiple people. Multiple people
into
were
the
taken in a
tracks.
helicopter.
We need
Yeah.
full blown.
Nothing worse than being in dead stop traffic for 2 hours and you get up there and it was a fender bender.
Yeah.
And you're going, how?
Well,
Keep driving.
Well, what's worse is when it's like a fender bender where the two people didn't have the decency to pull their cars off to the side.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, no, it's a crime scene. We're not moving. We're going to deal with our insurance and we're going to get the fucking tow truck and the police officer to write his accident report right here in the middle lane at rush hour. It's like, dude, moving your cars 10 feet to the right isn't going to all of a sudden make it impossible
Yeah.
for the crime scene to assess who's at fault.
Yeah.
I've never understood that.
What's the craziest, what city would you say have you been to or state that has had the craziest drivers?
I think that New
Where you've,
York
like,
drivers are
noticed.
like pretty low on the crazy because like
Same.
I think that they kind of will like they'll beep at you and give you a hard time, but they just want to like get past you. Whereas like I'll be in Delaware and somebody
Dude.
will like get in front of you and like stop driving because like they of a perceived slight on the road. Like there's some people in different states that'll like ruin their own day to ruin your day.
I was
where in
gonna
New York,
say-
you just want to get somewhere.
Yeah, I was going to say Baltimore, Delaware,
Yeah.
Same shit. I was gonna say that
The Chesapeake area.
Yeah, that
Scumbags.
area. I remember when I went fishing out there. I remember driving back and being like, "This is like I'm in a fucking. This is like I'm playing GTA right now." Washington this weekend was crazy too, because that's like that area that I was in where I was fishing. The speed limit's 70, so people go 90,
Right.
and everyone is going 90, and it's always like big trucks. Like you'll be going like 80. That's what pisses me off. The thing that really annoys me is when I'm going fast and I get passed in the right lane. Because here's one thing.
Why are you camping out in the left?
I'm not budging in the left if I'm going 15 over.
Come on,
If I'm
dude.
going 15 over, I'm not budging.
Why not?
I'm going.
There's nobody on the right that you'd have to wait behind.
No,
Then you're a cunt.
I'm not budging.
That makes you the bad guy.
No, that makes them a bad person.
Well,
why do they got to go 100 miles per hour?
Wait, maybe there's someone's in labor.
They're not.
The
You
left
look in the
lane
car,
is
it's
for
a fucking dude
passing,
with
and
a
the right
neck
lane is for
beard.
cruising. And you're a cruiser. You're not changing your speed.
Look,
if there's someone
brother,
going faster than you, move over.
I'm a
Then-
speed racer.
By
I'm
the
a
way,
speed racer.
I don't even have a problem with this, dude. I don't have a problem with this. Move over. Let them go past at 100.
And then get back in.
Get back in.
I
don't
do
even
that.
have a problem
I've done
with
that. I've done that from time to time. But this weekend, I was standing my ground because these people try to pass you, and you're like, where? What do you like? Where we were? I was like, there's nothing around here. So where are you going that you need to be going 120 miles per hour?
It's not, I don't think it's for you to know or decide
It is.
how and why a person on that road in the state of Washington,
Yeah.
which could not be farther from where you live
Yeah.
in the United States, why they are driving as fast as they are.
I think it's just because they're bad drivers, unsafe.
I don't know. I like my wife had not a pregnant. We were like rushed to the hospital this past weekend, and somebody was going like super slow in front of me, like turning onto the street in front of the hospital, like about to make me miss the light. Beeped at him, beeped again, and like I'm just trying to get around him because I thought I was in like this dire situation.
Yeah, yeah.
And he like has the nerve, and it's making me think of you to like give me like this craned neck, dirty look out of his window.
I do it all the time.
This
I do it
fucking
every
dirty
time.
Look, it's like, bro, you're fucking going negative 1 mile an hour through an intersection about to cause me to miss it.
Every time someone passes me on the right, I go like I go and I look and I go, you must be in a big rush. I saw it like out loud. I'll talk to myself and I'm like, yep, you got to get going. 200, get to 200
Sarcastic.
if you can. Yeah.
Dude, the worst is when you see a guy like Roan's guy or whatever, or someone who's just holding everything up, and you finally get around them, and you realize it's a 95-year-old
Yeah.
Oh,
man or woman with the block sunglasses.
Yeah,
and like,
yeah.
they're wearing, I don't know, a winter hat for some reason.
Their significant other is also like curled in the front seat.
Yeah, they can barely see over the wheel, and that's where you're like, you immediately think, one, why are they still alive?
Yeah.
Let go.
Mm-hmm.
And two, there should be term limits on driver licenses.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
Just
I
as
thought
there
that-
should be on politicians. You shouldn't be able to drive after a certain age, just as you shouldn't be able to be a fucking senator or a congressperson after 85 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking Strom Thurmond.
Mitch McConnell, Nancy Pelosi.
Pretty much every time I've almost gotten in a car accident, it was caused by someone who was like 90 years old, who like out of nowhere, you come up on them on the highway and they're going 30 miles per hour. Have I ever told you about the time when I was on the highway with Frank driving?
Frank the Tank?
Yeah.
He drives?
Yeah.
I've also been on the highway with him driving.
It's, dude, you literally like, you have to sit in the back seat and like cover your head.
Yeah.
Because we're going 25 miles per
No,
hour.
but I don't mind that.
Dude, people are honking.
I don't mind that.
What the fuck? And then Frank's like, yeah, I haven't really driven on the highway in a while. And you're like, yeah, I can tell.
I don't like, I'd much rather have that than a buddy of mine, and I have a few who they do that thing where they are switching lanes constantly and then getting right up
See, that shit drives me
5
mad.
feet in front, but behind the guy in front of them and tailing them at 75 miles an hour.
That's what I'm talking about.
You're like,
though.
dude, if anything goes wrong, we're fucked.
Yeah.
You understand? You cannot stop quickly enough if that guy in front of us
It's
slams
like
on
a
his
Tommy
brakes.
G video.
Yeah. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about, though. Those are the people that I say I don't move for.
Yeah, but if one of those people was behind you You have to cede to their craziness.
I will say, if someone's behind me and I can get over to the right and they can't, I will get over to the right.
Why
If
wouldn't
it's
they be able to
someone-
go? Why wouldn't they be able to go over to the right?
Because if
you
there's another
could?
car, if there's like a car like to the right of them, and that car's not speeding up, and I'm the one that's blocking them in,
Mhm.
then I will move to the right.
Bro, who said we don't have an off-speed pitch? We're talking cars. We're car
Oh,
talk
yeah.
like Click and Clack the Tappet Brothers.
We'll talk trains if
Click
we
and
want.
clack,
We can
good
talk
reference.
trains too. It's not all planes.
Yeah. Yeah,
Dude,
we'll talk it all.
My new obsession, and this has happened at a couple shows that I've had, because is finding people in the audience that work for trains.
Like Amtrak and
horse.
subways.
they just
and
work
shit.
for trains. I don't even want to specify what
Got
they
it,
do.
got
What do you
it.
do for a living? Trains.
Got it.
Period. Just trains.
Yeah.
And when you get conductors, which was, by the way, one of my few childhood dream jobs.
Yeah, to be a conductor.
In fact, one Christmas, my parents got me the conductor hat, the striped
Mm.
hat, and I would walk around going choo choo. You know,
Yeah, I know.
here's something that I always ask, which is, how long have you been doing it? They say, whatever, 15 years, 20 years. I say, has anyone ever thrown themselves in front of your train? And they all say,
Absolutely.
a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I say, okay, and what's the protocol there? And they have to, once that happens, they have to bring the train to a stop. But because of inertia, which is resistance to change in motion or rest,
Yeah.
it takes a while for that train to stop,
Also
right?
a good Mac Miller song.
Yeah. They then get out, whatever, half a mile away. They have to walk back with the police to the body that they
Yeah.
hit, and they confirm
If it's dead.
that person's dead.
Yeah. I've been on the train for this.
Why did they confirm?
It's their job. They're the ones that hit the person. They need to be the ones to confirm that that body is dead.
And then they have to clock out immediately.
Right? Really?
Yeah.
Because
I didn't know that.
that's the most likely. They're most likely to do it again. They're most likely.
No,
to
I think
hit
it's because
another
they're
person.
like fucked up from just having seen a squashed
Because
body.
once they've got a taste for blood,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
wind up. They'll like take the train off the track and
Yeah.
just start hunting people down, crowds
Yeah.
like German festivals, Christmas festivals.
I was gonna ask you, Roan. So you said you had to drive your wife to the hospital. Was that like so? I'm assuming everything was okay.
Everything was okay.
So
Why
how are
would
you?
you
How are
assume
you?
that?
What?
Why would you assume that?
Because we're recording right now, and I'm assuming if things weren't okay, Roan probably wouldn't be in the
he
studio
said it
right
was a
now
while
talking
ago.
about trains and planes. He said it was this week.
Did you say it was this week?
It was Saturday.
Wow.
Yeah, Saturday.
But I was gonna ask. So,
I'm so
do you
sorry.
do you feel like you're ready? You're ready for the big one.
I asked him that yesterday.
Francis already asked me. We already had this conversation.
But now that you've had the test drive, do you think you're ready for the real
it was
drive?
nice to get like it was nice to know the steps that you go through, and I realized that like I need to load up on snacks
Got it.
because we were in a room for fucking ever,
Yeah.
and then we go to a vending. She's like, "Can we go to a vending? Can you go to a vending machine? Bring back stuff from the vending machine." They didn't have what she wanted from the vending machine. As I need to load up.
You got to
on
have the
fucking-
car prepped.
The car's prepped. Bags are prepped. Just a small bag of like toothpaste and stuff ready to go. But I need,
You need
like
a big bag of
jerky,
bugles and
bugles. Yeah, I need all that kind of shit. Like
My car is always stocked like that.
same.
your car is.
Yeah.
You have snacks in your car.
I do. Ever since the pistachio people sent me a huge box, beef jerky people, all those people that sent me stuff from that hotel video, like all that's in my car.
You could maybe recommend some things to me.
I can definitely. I'm a snack guy.
Could definitely recommend some stuff too.
You're gonna want to hear from me.
I snack more than both of you guys for sure.
I snack healthier, and I have a better sense of what
But
pregnant
no one
women
wants
want.
to go through labor and then be like, "Yeah, let me get some of those bird seeds."
You always go back to your bird seeds.
Because that's what you
You're
eat.
one-trick
That's
pony.
what you eat.
I eat beef jerky. I eat pistachios.
I don't think you have twins and then you go, do you have any pistachios on you?
You never know if it's the
Some roasted chili?
honey roasted
Her
ones or
acid
the
reflux has been bad, and allegedly that goes away like the second the babies are out.
Mhm.
So I think that she's going to be ready to pour some heat in.
Oh, okay. So you want
Mm.
Takis.
So yeah, maybe some fucking
I see.
churros from 7-Eleven.
I got a guy locally who hooks me up with some solid Pringle flavors. I could get you some habanero.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or jalapeno.
locally.
Yeah.
What is it? He's like a bodega. He works
Well,
at a bodega.
I'm not gonna give up my sources. I'm not gonna
Don't
tell you boys
gatekeep.
where the honey hole's at.
Don't gatekeep the honey
I'm
hole.
telling you, I could hook you up.
My wife needs a fucking snack.
I'll
bro.
get snacks. I'll get you. I mean, these are. I'm
Well,
talking.
Introduce me to your guy.
I'm
Don't
talking. These are top tier Pringles.
Cut out the middle,
Top
man.
tier.
Wow.
Shit you've never seen.
Miss Down Jones, she dropped off a pack of spicy pickle goldfish, and I think that people really assume that pickles are a pregnancy craving.
Yeah.
Like everyone always thinks pickles, but she hasn't really had a crazy pickle craving. I think she likes them less. She's normally a pickle woman. But yeah, we need a nice swath of snacks. And I was thinking jerkies, and I was thinking like nuts and stuff like that. Some stuff for me. Or you're thinking like peach rings and like
Jerky. The problem with
Towers and
jerky
chips?
is that jerky's a snack you go to eat when you're actually hungry,
Yeah.
and I feel like it does not help with that at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Not for me.
It's by far the most substantial snack.
I don't know. A sleeve of Pringles does it better for me than a thing of jerky.
Empty calories. Empty calories. Jerky does have nutritional benefit.
I
You're getting
guess.
protein. You're
both
getting
of those are bricks of salt.
It's got so much sodium in it.
jerky.
Yeah.
Well, depending on which one you get, I'm getting more
Jack
of the all
Link's, brother.
natural. I'm getting all natural kind of
Biltong.
stuff that's
You're
you know,
getting the Instagram ad shit where it's just like the piece of jerky is just like a very thin sliver of a ribeye steak.
I'm getting jerky that was started by some kid in his garage
Yeah.
where he was sunning the meat on the top of the roof,
Yeah.
and then he decided to give up his job caddying
Have you guys ever seen the episode of Workaholics, the
because
beef
everyone
jerky,
was like, "Dude, your jerky's amazing."
the beef jerky episode?
No.
No,
It's one of the funniest episodes of television of all time, and you need to go watch it after this.
no, I haven't seen that. But to be honest with you, I am glad that you are capable of making a reference and saying, "Have you guys seen this?" with it being something that we haven't actually seen, as opposed to the Boy Story episodes.
Oh, where I said grenade.
Where you were like, have you guys ever seen the movie Dodgeball?
Have you guys tried pancakes?
That was you.
that was me.
Yeah.
Very funny. Very funny. I'm
wow,
laughing. I'm laughing.
condition but can't take it. So sad to see, bro. So sad.
You should watch that episode though. It's
I
hysterical.
saw this really funny movie called Wedding Crashers.
I watched an episode of Workaholics last night. I forget which episode it was. I watched one individual episode on my TV and then I
Watched it
turned off
last
and went
night.
to
Can't
bed.
remember. Gotta be some good weed.
Yeah, you gotta be
I think
fried.
it was the 1 hour of sleep.
The woman in the hallway or in the elevator at the Super Bowl has scarred me about all things workaholics.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
We talked about it on the Yak, but there was a woman in the elevator, and it was me, her, and Sass, and I was like, yeah, I saw Adam and Blake at the in this hotel earlier in the week, and she was like, oh, I saw Adam and Blake in the hotel earlier this week.
What?
Yeah.
Like apropos, she listened in on our conversation and interjected.
You weren't even talking to her.
No.
I was talking to him, and I was like excited because I'm fans of these people.
Did she know who they were?
She's like, I'm their producer.
Shut up.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right,
Shut
well, that
up.
still doesn't warrant that, like,
No, it's
reaction.
worse. It's worse because now you can go public and be like, Adam and Blake's producer is one of the worst people alive.
I think she was joking.
If
I
you're gonna
think we're taking
behave
it a
that
little too
way,
far.
then you don't
She was-
give anyone.
There's a good chance she'll hear this.
Yeah,
And
she heard the last time we talked about it.
she
and
was fine. It was uncomfortable, but it was fun.
Clearly angling for a role in the reboot over here.
Would love one. That would be
Yeah.
a dream. But I think she was trying to joke, and I think we took it poorly.
I think that the most like becoming way that you could handle a situation like that is kind of silently appreciating other people appreciating your art.
I don't know. I kind of appreciated the way that she handled it. I thought it was pretty it's insane to do that.
It's insane.
Yeah, like to be like two strangers in the elevator. Like that would be like if I was in an elevator and someone was like, "Oh yeah, I saw something you guys did. I don't know what you guys would possibly do together without me."
We do a lot.
What?
Bike home,
Bike
bike
home?
to work,
Okay, yeah. Yeah, but that wouldn't
Um,
make sense.
walk the dog.
Talking about like something media
Used to be dogs.
wise.
Um,
Or I guess it would be like if Tyler was in fucking an elevator and someone was like, I don't know. I've lost it completely.
You can't come up with a parallel example.
I think the comparison that I'm going to make is pretty obvious, so that's why I'm not going to say it. I
I'm
was just going to
confused.
repeat exactly what
I
she
don't
said.
see it. I haven't learned from that
Oh,
one
I
example.
like Ronan Francis.
Yeah.
And I think that would be crazy if Tyler
And
did
then,
that.
yeah, it's
I'd be like,
crazy.
Tyler, why did
but then
you-
you go, no, I work for them.
And that would still be crazy.
And then you
I
go,
don't
oh,
think Tyler
that's
would ever do
hilarious.
that. Like if someone said that about you two. So it was like, I saw
Oh.
Francis and Sass doing stand-up comedy.
I get it
Oh, Francis and Sass!
But I don't know if that works because there's no one that would see me and Francis do stand up that wouldn't know who you are.
That's not necessarily true.
Yeah.
Unless
There's
it was
a
like
world where there
local.
are 4 to 5 people out there who know you and know me, but don't know Roan.
I got hit with that this weekend. Someone hit me with a "Where's Roan?" Said probably New York.
Can I say something?
Sure.
Have I said this before on the podcast?
I don't believe you have.
I think I might have.
Oh, I don't
No,
know what
you
you're gonna say. So.
You don't respond to your DMs.
Oh yeah.
I am now getting flooded with DMs from people trying to reach you
Yeah.
and asking me to pass on messages to
Oh
you.
shit! I think my fishing rod got here today. Speaking of.
Nope. Don't go into that yet. I got girls telling me, set me up with Sass. I'm trying to fuck Sass. What's your problem? Why aren't you passing me along to Sass? Because I don't open these. I just read them all and then I look at the picture of them to determine whether or not they're hot enough for me to be like, I'll pass you to Sass if you send me nudes. There's a toll. There's a toll for
He
that
likes
sort of
something very
access.
specific.
Got to pay the trolls toll.
You gotta
Let's get in
pay.
this
You
boy's
gotta pay.
It's always sunny.
Oh, sorry.
my
That's
own
a good
joke.
reference.
Not my own joke.
Yeah, and I don't know really what the solution is. To
Well,
be honest
now
with
I
you,
think you've made it worse by saying this.
Yeah. Just don't answer.
I don't answer anything.
I don't understand the people. Like I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the weird one. But like people that are just constantly answering their DMs, it's insane to me.
I'd answer
Like, what
about
you're just
10%
like
of them.
Mook answers. I think every single DM he
Well,
gets.
he gets very few.
No, he gets a ton.
No,
Yeah, he gets a ton, and he answers all. And I'm like, dude, you're having 45 conversations simultaneously.
I answer my DMs the way that Obama answered letters to the White House. I select about 10%.
I
Like,
select
like
about
Lincoln.
I select about 0.5%. And it's usually to someone who's like, just saw the Seattle show. It was great. Thanks. Done.
In that Lincoln movie, weren't there like a group of people in the lobby every day who wanted to have like audience with Lincoln? And a
Mhm.
few of them would be selected.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it should be. People, if they want to talk to you, they should come to 333 7th Ave, second floor.
I'm going to go grab my fishing rod.
Dear
Is that
Mrs.
okay?
Ryan,
Does
I
that work?
cannot
That's fine.
I'll be
imagine
right
the
back.
grief of a mother who has lost 3 sons in the war effort.
That's kind of a good.
Do you know what that
Daniel
is?
Day-Lewis.
In
Lincoln.
Saving Private
Oh,
Ryan,
no, never mind.
they have the letter that Lincoln wrote to the mother who
Oh,
had lost
yes,
all
yes,
of her
yes,
sons,
That's what it was.
which stands as sort of the, I don't know, the driving force as to why they think they need to go rescue Private Ryan.
Why is every Abraham Lincoln impression like kind of the same?
Well,
As
he
if
spoke
we
with
knew-
he had a high pitched
Actually,
voice.
It was kind of like this.
Yeah, the one that, what's his name, when he played him,
Daniel Day-Lewis.
is, I think, my guess, quite accurate and stands
But based
now
on what?
as the
We
the
must
voice of
appeal
Lincoln.
To the braver angels of our nature.
Yeah, the brighter angels. Yeah. What a
Well,
lovely quote that is.
That is a nice quote, but how do they, assume to know what he sounds
Well, there was
like?
a lot written about Lincoln.
But the tone of his voice.
Yeah, I think so. Absolutely. And also, the Lincoln Douglas debates. I mean, there was so much oratory from Lincoln that was recorded in history where, I mean, they have photographs of him.
Isn't it wild to think that like there's massive campaigns going on right now that both Lincoln and Kennedy were gay?
What?
There's massive campaigns that half of Rushmore was gay, or no, Kennedy's not on Rushmore, but that like some of our greatest presidents and greatest Americans, like I'll see Twitter threads every day of like Kennedy dancing with one of his friends, like as a young man. They're like, "Yep, him and his friend, what's his name?" Or like letters from Lincoln, like that he slept in the same bed as his friend when he was like impoverished in Kentucky at like 19 or something like that. That he was sucking dick or something.
He was a wrestler. Lincoln was.
Who, the old rail splitter?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I don't, I don't really stand for the sort of like gay witch hunt stuff.
The gayification, like posthumously accusing people of being gay. I've heard like nice, well thought out campaigns that Trump is gay.
Interesting.
People think Kennedy's gay. People think Lincoln's gay. People think Trump's gay. Like people are just trying to put gay.
I think
like,
everyone's
gay on everybody.
They oh, he didn't put jelly on his peanut butter and jelly. That's a typical sign.
Alrighty, let's talk about DraftKings. The great rewards hunt is on. So join the adventure with DraftKings Casino. For fun seekers, follow the trail to huge jackpots, weekly bonuses, and exclusive games. Plus, new players can get their losses back up to $1,000 in casino credits on their first day. That's pretty big. It's a lot of credits. It's a lot of spins, too. Look, DraftKings, you know it. You love it. We use it. It's really all we use. Me, Ron, and Francis, we all love it. And, we can go bet on March Madness. If you're in the right place, you could bet on the CDL, I believe in Canada or West Virginia. I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me on that. Actually, I don't think I am wrong on that. You can quote me on that. Football's coming back up. It's already getting close to that time of the year where you want to start putting those futures in. Patriots, lock, Super Bowl, champions. Something to think about. Just sign up with code BOYDAD and start playing to get up to $1,000 in casino credits back with a minimum $5 net loss. Only on DraftKings Casino. The crown is yours. Alrighty, let's talk about Vuori. Vuori is incredibly versatile and comfortable, perfect for whatever your day brings. Designed to look great beyond the gym, whether you're running errands, heading to the office, or meeting up with friends. The core short is soft, lightweight, 4-way performance stretch, moves with you with no restriction, which is good for a guy like me. I'm a big fan of the core short. I like being able to move in any direction I want. We call that omni movement in the gaming community. And it's available in 3 inseam options, a perfect fit for every preference. Vuori is an investment in your happiness. For our listeners, they are offering 20% off your first purchase. That's a big deal. Get yourself some of the most comfortable, versatile clothing on the planet at vuori.com/boydad. That's VUORI.com/boydad. Exclusions apply. Visit the website for full terms and conditions. Not only will you receive 20% off your first purchase, but enjoy free shipping on any U.S. orders over $75 and free returns. I mean, this is some of the best I've ever heard. Go to vuori.com/boydad and discover the versatility of Vuori clothing. Exclusions apply. Visit the website for full terms and conditions. Alrighty, let's talk about Experian. March Madness is good. Madness in credit is bad. To take control of your credit and finances, make sure you pick the Experian app. Experian could be your financial Cinderella with tons of free tools at your fingertips to help take control of your financial life. The amount of free tools you get with Experian could fill a bracket with things like your free, I don't know how to pronounce this. What is this? FICO? Your free FICO score. You could boost your FICO score instantly free with Experian Boost. Free credit monitoring with alerts to keep you in the know on changes to your profile. Free access to marketplace of a credit card, loan, and auto insurance options, all matched to you. You could freeze your credit file for free, helping protect you against identity theft. That's big. You do not want to be a victim of identity theft, and Experian will help you not. Make sure you're ready for your one shining moment with Experian. Go to the App Store and download the free Experian app now. Results will vary. See App Store for details. Go to the App Store and download the free Experian app now.
That's a typical
He
sign.
sucked his best friend as a youth. Like, okay.
And
Who
so
didn't?
what? That was the sign of the times.
Hey, really quick, amazing historical fact. Did you know that Ulysses S. Grant succeeded Lincoln? Well, after Lincoln's vice president, who was Johnson. Yeah,
Lyndon Johnson, of course.
and Andrew Johnson was his VP and became president when Lincoln was shot and killed by John Wilkes Booth. But Johnson was one of the most unpopular presidents in history. And as soon as Lincoln's second term ended, he was out, and Grant became president
after winning the Civil War.
Yeah,
popular bro.
He was just like a resounding victory figure. However, the night that Lincoln was shot at Ford's Theater by John Wilkes Booth, Grant and his wife were supposed to accompany Lincoln and Mary Todd to that play and sit in the booth with them. And there was a hit out on Grant as well. Wow. There were 3 men that were supposed to kill Lincoln and Grant, and they thought Grant was going to come, but he begged off the ticket. He decided, because he was exhausted. He
was like, plays suck.
And he got on a train to go take some quiet time. But they also Grant and his wife specifically really disliked Mary.
Yeah, because she was a sad sack bitch.
And she was a bitch. Yeah. She was a bitch to everyone and kind of a psycho, and had been like mistreating them. Didn't like the fact that Grant was as popular as he was, and thought that he was trying to steal the thunder from Lincoln, even though Lincoln and Grant had a very tight working relationship.
Well, they were gay together.
That must be. It must be so.
Wow.
And because they hated Mary so much, and his wife, they knew they didn't want to spend the night going to the theater with them, even though Lincoln really wanted them to come. They begged off, and Grant wondered throughout the rest of his life whether or not.
So he's basically Mark Wahlberg. He's like, if I was in that box, I would have fucked him up.
Yeah, if he'd been in the box, whether or not they would have stopped the guy from shooting Lincoln, or because Grant would have had his own personal security as well, as it were. There was only one sort of like plainclothes police officer that was guarding the box of Lincoln.
Right.
And I think that guy went to the bathroom or something, or just didn't even see John Wilkes Booth come in and shoot him in the head. But Grant wondered if history would have gone out differently had he gone to the play.
Wow.
And last fact, as he was riding in his carriage earlier in the day, I think to the train station to catch his train, a guy on a horseback came up to the window of his carriage as they were riding through the streets, looked in the window at them, and then peeled away, and it was John Wilkes Booth.
Damn.
Wow.
John Wilkes Booth came, and it was thought he was going to kill him right then. I don't know, but there's all kinds of. I mean, it's just insane.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I can't believe there's not more movies about it.
There probably will
nice
be.
Ass long. There will be. They've had so much time.
Yeah, they'll run out of. I mean, they're already out of ideas. They'll eventually start just working through history.
There should be a movie about Ulysses S. Grant. I'm 750 pages through his biography right now.
Did you ever read Angels and Demons, that Jeff Sahara book?
Wasn't that by the guy who did the Da Vinci Code?
Was it? I thought it was like the war book.
You might be right. I thought Angels and Demons was like one of the Da Vinci Code books, but I'm thinking I must be wrong.
No, I'm sure you're not.
The last thing I'll say about Grant is that he was a absolute.
Wow, it's the prequel to the Da Vinci Code. You're right. So what am I thinking of?
I'm not sure. Harry, you'll like this.
My fishing rod wasn't here.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Devastated.
Grant was
will be here though.
Very serious alcoholic.
Interesting.
Had a major problem with booze. Anytime he had one.
Killer Angels.
He would black out and start talking in nonsense.
Yeah.
Like a child.
Yeah. He probably got a lot drunker then.
Huge booze bag.
Yeah. God, I can't even imagine what getting drunk was like back then.
Yeah.
Just animalistic.
And like the warmest rum.
Yeah. It'd get after it.
They didn't have like any mixology.
No.
There was no old fashions were new fashions at that time.
Yeah.
They didn't even have that.
Yeah.
They didn't have any type of infusions, emulsions, no
No.
cocktails under like a glass.
No grenadine.
Egg white was not used to lift the cocktail.
No.
They're just drinking piping hot beer. And
Is egg white what they put in an old fashioned?
No,
What do they put egg white in?
that's in like a
like
sour.
a sour,
Sour.
whiskey sour,
Whiskey sour.
amaretto sour.
Is that what he drinks in The Big Lebowski?
No, he drinks
White Russians.
White Russians.
White Russians.
Which is Kahlua, vodka, and like milk or cream.
Yeah, that was an old. That was an old idea me and Roan had, was that we were gonna put out, when the Foreplay guys put out the transfusion mixes, we were gonna put out White Russian mixes, and it was just gonna be a milk, a carton of milk with the Barstool logo on them.
White Russian mix would have gone so fucking crazy. We're such idiots for not doing
I
that.
know, it would have been so good.
Powdered mixture, powdered cocktail mixture.
Yeah, they're just packets.
Yeah.
Little
$32 for a packet of milk. Just a squirt of milk that you put in. We used to do White Russian Sundays at the bar that I worked at. Just drinking multiple White Russians on a Sunday.
Dude, I went through a White Russian period too, where it was like, that's what I'm ordering. If I'm drinking a drink, I'm having a White Russian.
There was something.
Go
There
to
was
bed with
some.
your stomach in knots because
Yeah,
I'm
just-
lactose intolerant.
There was some sort of movie or book or show or something that my friends were watching when we were in high school, and they wanted to make whiskey sours with eggs. And my parents were out of town for the weekend, and I had all my friends over, and they used our kitchen to make whiskey sours. And then I remember they all left in the morning, and I went downstairs to go clean up, and there was egg everywhere.
Mm.
Your parents found all the eggs missing, and they're like,
Oh my
were you guys
God.
drinking last night?
I think they used like 36 eggs.
That's so disgusting.
It was, dude, like egg like painted all over the counter. I mean, it was impossible to clean up.
They are nice, like when you get the froth to a drink like that and the
Yeah.
creaminess, it's delicious. But when you start thinking about the fact that it's an egg, it's foul.
Well, here's where I
Literally.
get confused, right? Can you only get salmonella from the yolk?
It must be like that.
Because why do we all fear eating raw eggs for the risk of salmonella? And yet if someone said, oh yes, this has egg white in it, this
I've
cocktail
never-
is $17, $18 cocktail,
Right.
no one would bat an eye.
Do people get salmonella from egg white or from eggs a lot?
It was that and chicken, right?
Chicken is the one that I'm the most scared of.
Yeah, but they're birds of a feather, are they not?
True, and they flock together.
And now at my local diner, it's a $2 upcharge for every dish that has egg in it.
Same.
What?
$2 upcharge for every egg dish
Come on.
Yeah.
because they're literally gonna have to start vaccinating the birds.
Jesus.
They're like, it's actually gonna have to happen
Because of bird flu or something?
because like massive full warehouses, like millions of chickens at a time, are getting sick together, and they have to fucking kill them all.
Right.
Imagine that job, and it's not like they can just nuke it like we were talking about.
No, they
Like,
gotta
can't
break
go
every
in with a
neck.
fucking AK and just like shoot them all,
Yeah.
like no blood on their hands. I think they have to go through and like wring each of their necks. And people want fewer migrants in our country. It's fucking insane.
Exactly.
Well, those birds are typically born here, right? They don't fly.
There's no American that is.
So.
There's no naturalized, nor there's no born American that is doing the dirty work of killing the chickens.
Mm.
Period.
I got a guy who would.
I got a guy that would too.
I guess Jewish brothers.
Why is that?
Whoa.
In Williamsburg, there's like
Whoa.
there's like a festival where they kill Jews.
What?
I mean,
the-
chickens.
What? What? There's a festival in Williamsburg where they're killing Jews?
Chickens.
Oh, a little
What
Freudian
the
schwitz
hell?
there.
That's good.
Yeah.
Chickens. They like put the
Nah, you
tents
said
out.
what you said. You said what you said. I get it.
Do not.
You're in
Stooley
some sort of-
Clubhouse
you're in some sort of weird underground fucking Nazi
festival.
festival. You guys going to the fest this weekend? It's on Coney Island.
It's like that movie. And did you ever
DJ
see that-
Mustard's playing. DJ Marshmallow's playing.
Did you ever see the movie Pig with Nicolas Cage?
Yes.
No.
So good.
They have this underground club where you can like pay to just beat someone up.
Nah.
They don't fight back.
Yeah.
And then he subjects himself to it to earn some money.
Yeah. That's tough.
It's like that.
But
That's like the selling the white blood cells for money.
Oh, the plasma.
Or selling your plasma, yeah.
Yeah. And it's somebody else on the other side with Samsung who's just fucking painting it onto a TV screen.
When we
These
were
are
going
plasma TVs.
No, we were going to Iceland when we were like 2 years ago. Bo was selling plasma to get money for the trip. And he did it like 3 times in like 1 week. And on the 3rd time, he just went down in the chair, like eyes rolled to the back of his head.
Yeah.
And they were like, "You should stop coming here."
They should like they can't take it from him 3 times in a week. I don't think.
I think he might have been hopping.
Oh, he was going from center to center.
I think he was bar hopping, yeah. Because he made like a lot of money in a week.
Yeah.
They pay a lot.
Well, you have to be like perfect. You can't be drinking. You can't be smoking. Your sperm has to be tasty as hell.
Bo, I know, checks all those categories.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if he does. I guess he doesn't really drink. He doesn't really drink and he doesn't really smoke weed.
So what's his
not
vice?
anymore.
Every man has a vice.
He just works out a ridiculous amount. He got back from Spain on Friday, and I was like, he called me and he was and I was like, you got to be pretty jet lagged, huh? And he was like, nah. He's like, I'm going on a 9-mile run in a minute. And I was like, you just flew back from Spain. You're gonna go on a 9-mile run? I was like, I mean, that's
Why
maybe
9?
the worst thing I could possibly think of.
I think going that way, maybe you gain hours or something.
I don't know.
But why 9?
I think he's just trying to work his way up.
Yeah. Is he training for something?
The war.
Does he believe in the war?
I don't know.
You think people in the military should feel guilt about the wars that they're in,
No.
or you just dutifully just fucking
No, they're doing
line
their
up and
job.
mow down? You think if people like
We need a military.
you think people if people kill someone in war, do you think that they like waive their ability to grandstand about other things politically?
No.
Think they have more of a stand to grandstand about things politically?
No.
Where is this coming from? What is this
I don't
line
know
of
if
question?
I don't know if murder.
Does that happen a
not
lot?
murder.
Do veterans tend to
Become politicians?
speak more openly about political things?
I think so.
I think so, yeah. I mean, not like I guess if you take every single person that's been in the military and then how many people that have been in the military that are now all politician, it's probably less than 0.01%.
I also think historically there was a track from military to politician more than there is today.
Yeah.
I think it was the case that like for so long it was a presumption that if you were going to run for office, especially president, you better have served.
Served, yeah. Makes sense.
I mean,
Well,
look
I
at
was gonna
U.S.
ask-
Grant.
Mhm.
I was going to say when you were talking about like the Lincoln shit, it must have been so crazy when a president was killed then, cuz like people liked the president and
Well, half
respected
the country
president.
liked the president.
I guess Lincoln, yeah, I guess it's a tough example to use.
Let's see what his approval rating was.
I
When
mean,
he
you have to
got
have a higher
smoked.
approval rating than presidents do now.
They didn't track approval ratings back then. But he
Yeah, I
was
guess.
he is a president who has become the greatest
Yeah.
president ever as a result of history.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because it took a long time through Reconstruction and the reintegration of the South
Yeah.
for them not to be furious that Lincoln had, conquered them,
Yeah.
basically, or forced them to come back.
Just like now, though, like if a president was killed now, it would be crazy. But like,
I think it would be bad. I think it would be worse than.
no, I think it would be really bad.
I think it would be bad. I mean, Kennedy, that's the most recent
yeah,
president who's been killed. Although they did try to kill Reagan, they
And
tried to kill Trump. Yeah, but not when he was actively the president.
true. Good
Um,
point.
You
But-
would think that he would. I mean, I think you become lionized once you're killed. I think people kind of wave away.
right.
I mean, people were like, let's forget this partisan arguing.
Right.
I just think, like, I mean, if Trump was killed, I think there would be.
I think you'd realize, first of all, that there are a lot more people in the middle than you think.
Yeah.
And I think I hope that there is a collective patriotism that would overwhelm, the sentiment of like, well, I didn't like him. Meaning we as a nation understand that having our president, our leader, killed is very, very bad.
Yeah, I would say, I guess that's what I'm trying to say, is that I think the percentage of people that would respond that way is probably the lowest it's ever been. Just because of how much is out there.
That's a good question. I don't know.
I feel like if Trump died, I mean, obviously there's going to be a shit ton of people online who are like celebrating.
Yeah, but this is always the case where we think like this is the most divided the country's ever been. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. The Civil War was the most
Yeah.
divided the country's ever been.
Yeah.
I guess it was pretty divided during the Civil War.
Yeah.
How many people were living in America during the Civil War?
It's
75.
probably like 28.
I want to say like
Civil War was a one-on-one fight between two dudes.
It's just a long fist fight.
It was just
Best of
Robert E.
7.
Lee and yeah, they did it like the NBA Finals. Not that many though. I found I couldn't find his approval rating, but I found Lincoln's last meal. They said mock turtle soup with oxtail, roast Virginia fowl, baked yams, and cauliflower with cheese sauce.
Ooh, a little modern.
Does that sound nice?
Sounds delicious.
You think the president and like the people in the White House are ever tired of having fine dining
100%,
experiences?
Yeah, they probably order pizza all the time.
the Obamas. I remember seeing a picture of like the girls coming home from school and having sandwiches, with potato chips.
They'd have some
They definitely have
KFC.
the means of rustling up something low key.
Like, but what about the
You guys
president?
missed my
himself?
racist joke.
What'd you say?
I said they'd have KFC.
Oh yes.
Racism.
Yes,
It's
thank
funny.
you. That is
Mhm.
fucking good. Popeyes, maybe.
Not to me.
What other fried chicken brands exist?
Popeyes did it for me. I should have gone Popeyes instead
Checkers.
of KFC. Funnier.
Checkers.
31
Bojangles. The Obamas are having Bojangles for dinner.
31 million people in 1860, the year before the Civil War.
Like that's
So-
nothing.
Yeah, but then they lost. We lost like a percentage of the population
It's so crazy.
in the war.
It's so insane.
How many people are in like the city of Tokyo right now?
28 million.
Probably more than that.
It's interesting. I don't know.
Amazing.
Definitely an episode that really opens up your mind for the viewer.
Mhm.
It's so nice to talk about history. Just
I
being
love
history
history.
buffs. Well, you're getting older, you know?
Yeah.
Like that joke that one comedian made that one time.
Well, I guess it does bring me back to this question of I'm now starting to feel the pull of time and a little bit of urgency.
Oh, we're going full circle here.
Book
This is almost
ending.
poetic.
This has all been a sidebar.
There is some urgency now to figure out the purpose of my life.
Yeah.
Because I am not content to just say, live a good life,
No.
live a curious life,
No.
keep learning, keep expanding, keep trying to be a better person. I want to find something that feels important to repeat,
Mm-hmm.
to keep coming back to and getting better at, or to forge ahead with.
You
I
should
want
try
to
stand up then.
stand up feels so fucking self-serving. You know what I mean? Am I really doing anything? I'm just serving myself.
Yeah, but that's the thing to repeat.
You're serving the people, brother.
I
No,
think
I'm
that
not.
like
Bringing the people laughs.
the idea of like filling up your cup of life is almost impossible because there's inherently the hole at the bottom of the cup that is your age, and it's like you're not going to be able to fill it no matter what you put in. And I think the more you put in, the more quickly it like goes out the bottom.
I suppose that's a pretty telling switch of mind that I've had, which is that for a lot of my 35th year on Earth, I did have the feeling of like, boy, life is long, and I really feel like I don't want to deal with this anymore. And now I'm starting
Never
now
kill yourself.
as I head into 36, I feel fundamentally I'm like, fuck, man, I'm going to be 70 before I know it. I really am. That's coming up quick.
Dude, you're out of your mind. 70?
Those were the words of a 23-year-old.
No,
I had
dude.
the same
That's
thought when I
double,
was
That's
23.
almost double your life.
Buddy, 36 is a very, very big time number.
70 is too.
I think that if I had children and had all that sorted out right now, I wouldn't be thinking so much about it.
No, you would.
I think you'd be thinking about it more.
Yeah.
But really?
I mean, I feel like once you have kids, no offense, Roan, but I feel like that then kind of your mission is like raising the kids.
There you go.
You're like,
There
this
you
is
go.
what I have to do.
You've got your cause.
I think 70 comes around a lot faster when you have kids.
I think it'll kind of come almost at the same rate.
Oh, it's gonna come fast. You're fucked.
I mean, you don't want me to expose the fact that you are hiding a child. 23-year-old sass daddy over here.
Harry's been a father for 8 years.
That's why
hiding a
19 was so
child.
bad.
Yeah,
19 was
tough.
brutal because
I was when I had my son. Yeah.
Why do you think he plays so many video games? Never
needs
lets us
someone to
over to
play
his
with.
apartment.
Imagine you show up yesterday and there's a baby crying.
A 4-year-old
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
video games while you're asleep. And I'm like, hi, who are you?
Xander, in your room now. What, Francis? What do you want?
you have to lower the couch from a bunk bed down into.
I gotta feed him. I mean, a shower. I have a shower.
Feed us. That's why the Pringles. That's why you snack so much. You have the palate of a
Because I'm
4-year-old.
hiding my son in my fucking 200 square foot apartment.
I mean, there's definitely people, probably even in your building.
Every time Harry's late for the podcast, it's because the sitter hasn't come yet.
Yeah. He's just
And we have to
taking it
just
on the
forgive
chin.
him for all the shit. It just all this has been because he's been a single dad. Like all of the shit you've been late for and delinquent on.
But he just
You've been-
wears it. He's like, no, I'm sorry, I slept in.
I didn't want to make a big thing of it, guys.
He woke up at 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
Or like, 6:45 to take his kid to daycare. It's like, oh no, I
I
slept
do
in too
live.
late.
I do live right in between two elementary
Yeah,
schools.
his mother died in childbirth. I didn't
Yeah.
want anyone to feel bad for me, you know?
Oh
All right,
my
I got to
God.
jump. Be well. Thanks, guys.
All right, my
Happy
fishing
birthday,
rod did
Francis.
arrive.
Thank you.
My fishing rod just arrived.